Hey everybody, I usually don't make videos at all with regards to any kind of opinion about things, but I've seen a pattern developing and I think it's really kind of happening all over the place. So I definitely wanted to kind of put this out there to everybody because it's definitely a bit of an ominous reflection of where we're moving as a society and people's overall value of themselves. And this is really specifically talking about kind of the younger generation of, guys and girls between 18 and 25 or 30, more specifically at women at that age. And what I'm seeing that's really kind of a bummer is, I'm a little bit older. I finally decided I wanted to find somebody to marry and possibly have a child. And what I've seen on a lot of these websites, even ones that are really kind of rated G, very kind of basic dating sites, is a real pattern of a look to everybody that is become very homogenous and generic, which I understand when you're younger, you kind of you don't want to stand out from everybody. You want to kind of fit in, and I get that. We all went through that at those ages. But the difference of when I was younger and what's happening now is what the value, I think, is placed on a person. It seems to me a lot of younger women have kind of lost their moral compass, not to their own fault, but kind of just a society shift where everybody is kind of getting the same look, this kind of overdone makeup look, exaggerated body parts. I think you guys all know what I'm talking about. The tattoos. There's a lot of issues with tattoos. And I know everybody says, oh, back off. That's a narcissistic statement for me. I want to get a tattoo. But one of the main reasons is a health problem with the tattoos that people are not going to really get until it's too late. So in tattoo ink, especially red tattoo ink, is a lot of poisonous materials, in particular mercury, which anybody who's in the medical field knows that mercury over even short lengths of time, but especially longer lengths of time, can become very poisonous to your bloodstream and eventually do in your liver and kidneys. And there's a very famous story about a Japanese mob boss of the Yakuza who was allowed to come in the United States and have a double kidney transplant or a liver transplant. I think, actually, to be honest, I think it was a liver transplant. And he got pushed in front of everybody in line because he had millions of dollars. And the reason why he needed a liver transplant is because his whole body he had covered in tattoos. And over not even that long of a time period, the tattoo ink had started really seeping into his bloodstream and poisoning his liver. So when I see these beautiful young girls that are 19, 18, 20 years old, and they've already kind of covered their whole arms and legs with tattoos, I feel really bad because it's very likely that you may need a liver transplant later in life, and those aren't necessarily that easy to come by and are extremely expensive. So that's the medical end of it. But on a bigger kind of global view on the tattoo thing, it just really speaks about not thinking long term. And it tells me that you feel a tremendous amount of pressure to be like everybody else, to fit in, to be part of the trendy crowd. And that's really the wrong way to go in the sense if you want to really succeed in life. People who do the best and succeed in life never follow the pack. They always go the opposite direction. So ironically, today when I see people who don't have tattoos, I think that's actually a person who most likely is going to be a leader. People with tattoos I see as not leaders, and you're certainly limiting your ability when you're older to get a job, senior vice president of some large corporation. Not that that's what you want, but you're going to definitely limit your ability to be successful on a certain level if you make those choices, permanent choices now. Tattoo removal is not really a realistic thing at this point. It still leaves a very bad scar, and just doesn't look great. And then the other thing is it really speaks to your intellectual ability to make long-term judgments. And I think that you're going to probably regret, and I'm going to probably get a lot of pushback on this, but most likely when you're 40 or 50 or 60, when those tattoos look really horrible on your body, you're going to really be sad about that. I know a lot of people that have tattoos that are older now, and they really don't like talking about it, or they go, oh, I got that when I was young. And people get on the defensive when they have tattoos. So I'm not trying to beat anybody up, but I do think that it doesn't really help your status level with regards to being successful or carrying a certain level of class in your life. Okay, but getting back to the overall subject, I'm like out looking at girls that are younger than me because I want to have a baby, and I can't really marry somebody who's in their mid 40s or something like that, even 40, because there's much more risk for some kind of Down syndrome and other problems. So I'm looking at younger girls, and the problem is, and it's really disturbing to me, and it's really a new pattern, so many women now actually want to charge money to go out with somebody. It's kind of a new mindset in the sense that they're trying to normalize that behavior, which will never be normalized. You can call yourself a sugar baby, and you can call the other guy a sugar daddy. And I think there's something really twisted about when the term daddy is in there. I think there's some really deep wrong issues there with regards to what that means to you. Did you not have a father? A lot of people had an absent father, and they're looking for some older guy to take care of them, but it's in a wrong way. It's not going to make you grow, because a lot of guys out there, they don't care. They'll take your sexuality and use you and pay you the money, but in the end, they're not the ones that are really going to pay the price. You're going to pay the price with your soul and your heart later on. And I'm not religious. I'm not talking about a religious standpoint here. I'm talking about the price we pay for things that we do in our life. Everything has a price. There's no shortcut. And this is the one thing that I see consistent with the younger girls that want to go out and, have fun, and it's all, there's no real emotional connection, and that's really bad and sad. And here's why: because there's so many kids now that are born out of wedlock. There's multiple baby daddies on the scene. Well, when your baby or your child sees you, mommy, going out with multiple guys, what that does is that invalidates their father. It invalidates them as a child, because it says you don't really have a compass or a commitment to one person. And I really believe it takes two parents to really have that male-female balance in a child, where they're going to have an opportunity to know what integrity and character and ethics are, those kinds of things that come from a balance of both parents. Lots of people don't have that opportunity to have both parents, and there's tons of amazing single mothers out there that do a great job. So I'm certainly not bagging on anybody like that. But I think it's more about the fact that there's a willingness to just sell your body like it's on eBay and sleep with anybody to get some money, because frankly you'd rather sit at home and watch videos or whatever, play on the internet or play a video game or whatever it is, or do your nails or something, than really actually develop a career where you'll feel good about yourself. Maybe some kind of creative, artistic career. Those are the things that make you feel good, is when you're creating something, that makes you feel good. If you go to school and you learn to become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever it is that you want to be, those things give you self-esteem and confidence. When you sell yourself short, literally, and you're selling yourself to sleep with guys that you would never sleep with, but you think you need the money because you really don't want to get a job, because you just want to go get your nails done, that's going to cost you. It may not be costing you now, but it's going to cost you at some point. I've lived in Los Angeles for 20 plus years. I've had nothing to do with the porn industry, but I do see those people around, and you see what happens to them when they get older. It's so freaking sad, because they don't really have any self-worth. They have to really come to the grips that, that was a very low common denominator way to gain any money or anything. So my warning is to younger women to not give up on yourself in the sense that you want to just get a free ride and a shortcut in life by just being super superficial and getting some fake boobs and getting a tan and getting some tattoos because you look edgy and all the guys want to have sex with you. But the thing is, and they'll never tell you this, they're not going to tell you this when they're having sex with you, but if you have a zillion tattoos on you, they're not bringing you home to mom, or if they are, it's the wrong mom. It's not somebody that is quality, and your value over time, especially doing that, is going to greatly decrease, because guys' human nature is they really don't want to share a girl with 20 other guys. It's just not normal. So if they know that you're sleeping with Bobby on Tuesday and Tommy on Wednesday and Bill on Thursday, it's a big turnoff to guys. And you will find that in the end, it's not a price that you want to really pay. I would highly suggest to find something that you love in life, a creative venture, something in education, nursing, whatever it is. There's tons of technology things that are interesting in the future. But don't just go out and get a boob job, get a tan, get a bunch of tattoos, a bunch of fake blonde extensions, and have a really arrogant attitude with your fake nails. You can pull that, and young guys will sign up for that, but in the end, people are not going to respect you, and then there's going to be nowhere to go. And I see so many of you, and you look horribly sad in your pictures, and you are so disconnected, because in those moments when you're laying underneath a guy that you don't even like, and a lot of you will say, well, I don't hook up with guys I don't like. Well, I think that limits your market, so I think a lot of you do take the money. When you're laying under some guy you don't like, it's got to really damage your soul. It just does. This has nothing to do with religion, but it just does a number on your heart and your soul. And kids born from those situations, and they see mommy bounce around and they have 5 different baby daddies, it just does not make the kid feel well. So anyways, getting off my high horse here, and I know I'm going to get a ton of super negative pushback about it, but I'm going to stand my ground. I think you'll find that what I'm saying is a gift. May not feel like it right now. You may be angry and want to write 1,000 nasty things to me, and that's fine. But I know intrinsically, I've been around a long time. I've worked on tons of huge movies. I've been very successful. And the people who short sell themselves in the end live a very depressing life. So go find something that makes you happy, but don't go do things to satisfy other people or try to keep up with the Joneses. You never will. You have to find happiness from within. Get a dog, go train puppies, go work with babies in the hospitals that are sick. Those are things that'll make you happy. Okay? All right. Have a great day.